Okay, you guys wanted more information on the new rule for Clearinghouse, and so that's what I'm coming to you with. If you've never seen me before, my name is Rebecca. I'm with DriveOn Solutions, and we are a direct hire consulting agency, and we help drivers sign on with carriers. We also like to provide information and make sure that everyone stays up to date with all of these crazy rules and regulations that these drivers have to deal with. So, Clearinghouse, if you don't know what it is, it was established in early 2020 in January, and it was a mandate where all drug screen results had to be reported to this clearinghouse, and they were kept up with, and anytime a carrier went to go hire a driver, they had to pull a clearinghouse query. And this query would let the carrier know if the driver had ever failed or refused a drug screen. So, what this was doing was it was kind of taking away the part of the employment verification process where it had that section there, has the driver ever failed or refused a drug screen? And it was taking that away and putting in place a credit report for drug screens. So this new rule that's coming out, okay, first off, everyone kept asking me about return to duty testing. So if you fail or refuse a drug screen, and yes, refusals are treated the same as a failed drug screen. So even if you've never done anything in your life and you miss a drug screen, you walk out and don't, if you already sign up when you go in there, you sign in and you're not able to produce a specimen and you leave, they mark that as a refusal. And it's the same as if you had failed. So, and they treat you exactly the same way, the whole process. So if you fail or refuse a drug screen, then the MRO reports this to Clearinghouse, and they report it within 2 business days that you have failed or refused. Clearinghouse then marks your status as prohibited. You are not prohibited is good, and that means that you can operate a commercial motor vehicle. Prohibited means you are prohibited from operating a commercial motor vehicle. So the only place that you could find this out, that a driver was prohibited, was in the clearinghouse. And drivers would need to do a return to duty test after they completed a substance abuse program. Sorry, my tongue's getting wrapped around my eye tooth and I can't see what I'm saying. So the substance abuse program is through what they call a SAP counselor. And you can actually go find your own. Your company can recommend one, but you have to go through their guidance and they have to put together a plan for you. And then once you go through all of the steps that the counselor puts in place, then they mark you as eligible for return to duty testing. At this point, you go apply for a carrier that will allow drivers to come on that have a SAP violation. And this carrier is going to do a return to duty drug screen. So it's a regular DOT regulated drug screen. It can just be, urine, doesn't have to be hair follicle or anything like that. Once you do the test, once your results come back negative, then they upload those to the clearinghouse. And once those are uploaded to clearinghouse, the driver is then marked back not prohibited. So they can then operate a commercial motor vehicle, but that violation will stay on their clearinghouse report for 5 years. And then at that point, after 5 years, it doesn't just fall off. The driver has to actually, go and request that it be removed. So, in essence, the November 18th rule, drivers are not going to all of a sudden have regular non-CDL licenses mailed out to them. They are going to be downgraded on their MVR. So, right now, I can have a driver that needs to do a return to duty test. I can pull up their clearinghouse and it says prohibited. I pull their MVR and their license, their commercial license is on there and it says valid. So if I didn't pull that clearinghouse, then I wouldn't know that that driver was prohibited from operating a commercial motor vehicle. So Clearinghouse has gotten in bed with the DMV, the state driver's license agencies, and now they are going to be communicating with Clearinghouse. And so not only are you going to be marked prohibited in Clearinghouse, your commercial license on your MVR, when anyone pulls it, is going to show invalid. Your personal license will be fine, but your commercial license will show invalid. And all carriers are required to pull this clearinghouse, but I think that Some carriers, some of the smaller mom and pops may not know that that's a DOT requirement for the driver file, and maybe they were just pulling the MVR and it showed the driver, their license was valid, everything was good. So I'm guessing that's probably why they thought this was important to put this in place. But yeah, you're not going to have to go back to school to get your CDL again. It's literally going to be a downgrade on your MVR. Now, as far as the steps that you'll need to take once your new employer turns in that negative test to Clearinghouse, marks you back not prohibited from operating a commercial motor vehicle. At that point, I'm assuming that Clearinghouse would notify the DMV, but I'm guessing more likely than not, though, you're probably going to have to go down to your local motor vehicle facility and ask them to check it again. So they'll probably run a query, look at your Clearinghouse, see that you are not prohibited anymore, and they will then make the change. Now, I've had drivers go down to the DMV to update their medical card or something like that, so that it's their current medical card is showing on their license, and it usually takes a couple of days. So I hope they're faster at getting this turned around, because the drivers are already having to wait. And you guys are coming at me talking about, you're hiring drug dealers or whatever and putting them on the road. I am trying to help people. It's not my job to judge them. That is somebody else's job, and I think you know who that is. I'm out here to help whoever needs help, and it doesn't cost me a dime to do it, and it makes me feel good because I'm doing the right thing. So, if you don't like my content, you know what to do. Scroll. So, but I'm guessing that this is just going to be another step for the ones that are going to need to, go get their license updated with that information, so that it shows valid when an MVR gets pulled. But yeah, so that's what's happening. You're not going to have to go back to trucking school. You're not going to have to go down and get a different license that just is a regular, Class C or whatever. It's just going to show invalid, commercial license invalid on your MVR. So if anyone else has any other questions, I hope I answered everything, all the comments that I had, and I'm hoping this doesn't turn out to be the pain that I'm thinking it is, but I hope it doesn't. But anyway, my prayers are with you guys that are having to deal with these issues, especially the ones of you that had the refusals and you're being treated like you are, and the ones that had the incidents that I know of that were out of your control. I really hate that you're going through that. But any other questions you guys have about Clearinghouse, about SAP violations, anything like that, if you're looking for a position as a driver, look up driveonesolutions.net. We have more than just SAP friendly jobs. We have other jobs too. So definitely look us up, driveonesolutions.net. Would absolutely love to talk to you. And all of our recruiters are trained never, ever, ever to lie to a driver, so we're not your typical recruiting agency. We actually started up in 2021 to actually serve that purpose, because I have worked for many agencies where we were blatantly told, don't tell them to pay, wait until they get in the driver's seat and things like that. So yeah, we don't do that. But anyway, if you guys have questions, comments, whatever, let me know. I would absolutely love to hear from you.